What is everyone? Welcome to the
It's
Nerd On
spanking
Update, the
time.
weekly show where we talk about the stuff in the news that excites us, and we answer questions from you, the people. We don't introduce ourselves or our fellow co-hosts on this show. So, Beardman, how you doing?
That's 100% not Tom. I don't think that'll ever be Tom.
Yeah, I know. I was like, how do I not
I was
introduce
weak
the person?
mustache man once.
He was.
Yeah,
He
I
was.
enjoyed it. I'm
Makes fun of us.
good. I'm good, man. Getting over yet another illness brought home by the bags of germs that are my offspring,
Oh yeah.
and just trugging along.
Struggling along. Man.
Trugging along. I cannot believe that Thanksgiving is already almost here, and I also cannot. I'm so excited. Like just that week of leading up to Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving, like I am incredibly excited. So yeah, man, I'm doing good.
Pumped.
How about you, hairless?
Oh, me. I was like, who's he?
Yeah.
I was like, why would he say that to Corey? Oh, he's talking to me. I literally was like, why would you call him that?
Why would you
I'm
say
chilling.
that
I'm
to
chilling.
Corey?
I made a trip to San Jose because the MVP champ. No, I won't say MVP. Yeah, MVP. The longest running the crown holder for longest known friend in my life. Freddie was getting married. So he's having a bachelor party, and so we went to San Jose. That's where he's at. Then picked up some people, then drove up to Tahoe, and went to a cabin, Airbnb'd, and hiked Maggie's Peak. And I learned things because I'm not the outdoorsy kind of guy. It's not that I wouldn't want to, but like I just don't actively go. I don't even know how to like look up how to go. But Maggie's Peak, and especially in Tahoe this time, was shoulder weather. So the lakes weren't frozen, but if you climbed up and hiked to the top of the hill, it had snow. And I had ran a mile for the first time in like maybe a year, and so my thighs were really sore because my hamstrings are weak. And so hiking up this hill that took 4 hours was really painful. But it was fine, and we played a lot of drinking games the night before. Some that I've never played, some that I love, and I felt bad for my boy, and I'm like his oldest friend. Not probably, I'm one of the closest, but he's definitely made new connects, and all these people who set this up, But everyone, they do as they do. They give him all the drinks and fuck him over in all the games, and I was like, I have to help him,
Protect.
or else he's going to die. Tom also protect. So that happened. But the thing that told Corey that no matter what, Corey would be happy. There's no universe where Corey wouldn't be happy of what happened over my weekend. So me and my friend Freddie, we've known each other since like first grade, and we played Yu-Gi-Oh together, Pokemon. We watched the first Pokemon movies together. We all have the traditional cards, and so I got him one of these Yu-Gi-Oh anniversary collector sets, the 25th anniversary, that has all the original boosters, and then the like iconic cards. And I was like, hey man, you open this up, you get to like kind of relive a little bit of your childhood and shit, and then we get to crack packs together. And I brought a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and you can play with them or Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and we just had like a little stupid boy time. And then, out of nowhere, he said, man, I've been really wanting to get into Magic. And then I was like, bro, you should have told me. I have fucking 20 commander decks. And then,
Yeah.
so on the way back from Tahoe, we stopped by one of his friends has an LGS. And so I picked up Velociraptors for him. And then I got the Merfolk one for me. And then I was like, here are your sleeves. Here's your deck box. This is the ritual. We're going to play. This is what you do. You want to get this hand. This is what your mana curve is. Play this. This is what your commander does. This is the vehicle.
Spell table is?
Huh?
You teach him what the spell table is?
I did tell him, and I've shown him Command Zone, and then I shot this little video, and I sent it to him, and I was like, hey, this is like a how-to. It's a little rough guide. And he's like, we should play this weekend. And I was like, fuck. So, mission accomplished. I am infecting the world more and more.
Hey, welcome to the dark side. You're making everybody happy.
10 poison counters and they automatically lose.
I'm an influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up, Has Bros. I can spoil cards like Sisse. Weatherlight Captain. Oh, this is like the secret lair one. Oh, why it's all backwards? All right. Anyways, but no, and also I end-capped the night. So I flew up Thursday night, and then everything happened, and then Sunday afternoon flew back to LA. Friend of mine had a premiere for a movie he worked on that starred Angus Cloud from Euphoria. So we went to the Alamo Draft House, and so it was like fly, get off a plane, get suited up, and then go to a movie premiere, which was like this is the most LA fucking shit I've ever had to deal with. But cool time, good time.
You went on hikes, you played Magic the Gathering, drank, and you came back, went to a premiere. Like it's.
I will say this, man, fucking, I don't. Sacramento isn't like. It's actually so different. Like Sacramento, San Jose, and LA have all really given me such like an eclectic experience of life and people. Because like NorCal versus like Bay Area tech guys, not tech bros, but tech guys who all like every single one of their cars could plug into a wall, and they all had to look for like places, and every single one of their cars had screens. And then all these motherfuckers literally work for like, oh, I work for this company. I was like, what does that even fucking do? It's like, oh, we automate all this and stuff for like this like pharmaceuticals. Like, I was like, so do you work for the pharmaceuticals? Like, no, I technically work for like the company that makes the machines for that. I was like, okay. And then LA is just like, the LA Hollywood LA bubble where, people are crazy about, everything, food, human rights and movies and music and music festivals. And there's a lot of shit, these shit you don't like shit. I feel like I was talking to people, these San Jose folk, and they were just like, whoa. Then I was like, yeah, you guys would never talk about this shit. It's like, you just have a different life. It's crazy. But it was cool. It was good. Good for the soul. All of them fucking travel all the time. I'm like, God damn, I gotta get that shit on my belt. You know what I'm saying? Corey, I'm introducing you so you could tell me about how was your weekend?
I had to have a lighting cue. That's all.
I saw that.
I'm good. Just baby stuff. She's a lot of fun right now. She's in a phase where she's just learning a lot of words very quickly and rapidly and changing every day. And she had a nightmare, like a full real one for the first time. She's had little moments where she's woken up in the night, puts herself back to sleep. But this was like, when you're a parent, you hear a different cry and you're like, that's different what I just heard. And so, that was interesting. It was a night of me sleeping on her floor. But other than that, good, man. Playing a lot of Magic, editing a few music video things for some friends of mine. And then we got the in-laws coming to town this week, and I'm gonna go to Nintendo World, whatever it's called, Nintendo Land, Mario World.
It's Nintendo Land, but it definitely should be because Mario Land.
Yeah. So
it should be called Super Mario World. Like I feel like a big.
Let's be honest with it. We got my nephew who's turning 10 is just so excited to go.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
I'm gonna have a blast. I have so much fun. I love my in-laws. I love my family, but he's the most fun out of all of them by far. Loves Pokemon, loves Nintendo, and I'm just like, we get along just fine. I guess I'm 10. That's where I stopped. As 10 years old.
Some of my favorite posts on the internet I've seen is Giovanni, the 8th gym leader, aka the leader of the Team Rocket, being happy and playing with Pokemon. It's like, this is millennials now. It's like we're all just wearing suits and enjoying Pokemon. It's like, yep.
100%. But that's it, man. Built my Doctor Who deck. Pretty happy.
Nice.
Word.
Nice.
Slip that in.
Pretty proud of it.
That in.
Right.
I will say for my merfolk, I'm really excited because I've been wanting to try and play Cynic for a long time. Because it's like, it's the value cards. It's the value colors. Like I ramp and I draw. I'm like, I love this. Like, but also I'm like,
you should try Bant sometime. It's crazy.
I don't know what I would play. And that's the thing. I always like, I'm already specific on what commander. I'm like, if I'm going to play this color, I'm going to play this. And
Bant?
I still have not
Bant or Simic?
Right now I want to just get into Simic. Right now I want to like kind of exhaust my 2 colors before I get into 3 colors. Because I think the next dual color I go for is going to be Boros. And there's a part of me that just wants to play Hoffrey so fucking bad. Because I see how fucking asshole that commander is, and I'm like, it's so good. I can have 2 Esper Sentinels.
I mean, you could be a real jerk and play Tulane in band.
Winota. Anyway, so we got a show here tonight. It's Monday Night
Yeah.
News. First off, I want to thank everyone here tonight. Actually, I saw this picture, and it's 100% a reflection on the world and the working class. It's like a fast food thing, and there's a little paper thing. It's like, hey, apologize for the wait. Don't be, it's like, and it's like, please be patient with the crew members that showed up.
Yeah.
And so, I want to thank y'all, you hosts, you two. You beautiful, I guess,
Rock
cool
on.
bearded dads, because I'm the unbearded son. And for
Son,
making
you
it
are
up.
not disappointed.
Nothing against Josh Steves, but it's always good to have grace and be grateful for the people who showed up. Secondly, thank you to all the Nerd On folk out there. 51 Jonathan, Black Diablo Mamba, Azorian One, you are here. Ethan Who. T-Dog, Battery Print, thank you all for coming in on your Monday night. I know I didn't stream on Thursdays because I completely forgot to mention hey, I'm not fucking doing a stream because I'm flying out to another city. But yes, we are here tonight. We got some news. A lot of things happened over the weekend, some things popping off, but we might tag along and jump on each other's stories. And also, Barry hasn't been on since last 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
So we might talk about some stuff that happened not exactly this last weekend, but the weekend before. But anyways, let's get the show on the road. Who wants to do their news first?
I do. I don't have any.
Easy peasy.
Barry, you or me? I have 3.
I built my Doctor Who deck. That's my news.
I got a couple. First off, as millennials, when I mention the plastic cups from Round Table Pizza, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like
Sure.
you can hear them dropping on the ground and bouncing around. Yeah. So turns out that company is still in business and is having a resurgence because an influencer of some kind found that you could buy their stuff in bulk. They're still in a lot of restaurants all over the country.
Sure.
But someone found that you could buy them directly from the manufacturer.
Oh, I want some.
And people were if you have any friends, this is a generalization. I know this is a generalization, but if you have any friends on the autism spectrum, if they ever talk about a specific spoon or a specific fork that they have, or not wanting to use the big spoon in their drawer, there are some people who this cup,
oh my God,
scratches an itch, in your mind and so
it's oddly satisfying.
Yeah, so
I'm
the PR.
I'm the kid who does. I have a thing with my wife. I'm like, don't give me the big spoons. I don't like the big spoons.
They're dude. Sometimes you had special spoons. I get it.
She
But
likes plastic cups though. So
Cambro is the company who manufactured these, and they actually broke down the plastic and then the other materials they put into their cup that make them so durable and also insulate them so that they keep your drink cooler. And all of a sudden you just thought these cups were great because you picture pizza parties after soccer tournaments, but it turns out these were actually well-made, cups, and you can get them. If you wanted to get a set for your home, you could pick
even
up
get the vintagey yellow.
Yeah, that amber color, or you can get the red, or I saw the blue. I feel like I've never seen the blue before, and I'm I kind of like that blue.
Can I hop in real quick?
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's now everyone's the bear costumes could just happen so quickly because Cambro is the one that makes all the measuring things for actual companies. When you said Cambro, I was I know that brand. It's because I did a lot of set dressing and kitchen stuff. I was
right.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Now we're all gonna have those measuring cups for holding chopped onions that they use for water cups, and
drinking
now
out of
you're
the bowls.
yes, chef. Yeah, heard.
Behind.
But yeah, so
My wife
that
and I say that to each other when we sneeze. Heard, chef.
I love that. So that's been that was a cool, just random little thing that I found, and I'm looking at those this might be nice. Buy a set for the house, especially with children, just because the amount and cats, children and cats,
yes,
these things are gonna be great. In other news, so we missed it because I wasn't here, and apparently no one else thought it was important to talk about. But BlizzCon happened. Now, I'll be the first to say that BlizzCons have been lackluster over the last few years. It's been a lot of the same. And now this year, it was still a lot of the same, but with a little bit of hope sprinkled in
Sure.
between. You know what I'm saying? Uh, First off, we got the announcement that there's going to be a Diablo 4 expansion, which we knew that, which I'm excited about because even though the Diablo 4 content right now has gotten really repetitive and grindy, I really like the story. The story was really
Story
well
was
done.
phenomenal.
And I'm really excited for the continuation of that, especially because Ron Mars, who Tom, you would know, he wrote Green Lantern, he wrote a bunch of other DC stuff. He's on the writing team for Diablo 4. So when he
Mm.
says, I'm excited for what's coming, I'm like, sweet, I trust you. I like your writing. So I'm excited for the story. I know there's a lot of people like balking at, this game isn't even really like fixed yet and you're going to charge for another one and yada, yada. I'm kind of like, I don't care. I'll buy it and have a great time. But the big thing is Chris Metzen returned to Blizzard, specifically on the Warcraft team. Do you guys know who Metzen is?
Yes, and Malfurion
Yeah.
is his favorite character, who's my favorite character. So I'm like,
Tom, do you know who Metzen is?
I feel like I do. I don't know.
Metzen is
the daddy of WoW.
he's the Steve Jobs of Blizzard.
Yeah.
Like when he
Oh.
left, it hurt, and when he comes back and you just see him, and when he talks, you're like, oh my god, I'm excited
Oh.
again for what you talk about. Like all the stories, like I mean, I have all these game manuals up in my bookshelf right here from like 1995. All the artwork, that was all him. Like all the sketches, all the stories, like everything. StarCraft, Warcraft.
He also voices Thrall.
Yeah. And when he talks, he randomly just turns that voice a little bit and you just get like goosebumps. You're like, oh my God, that's my war chief. So he left Blizzard for a while, started his own
For the
game
Alliance.
company called War Chief Studios, which didn't really do much. And now after the merger, came back to specifically work on Warcraft. And that was already like a shot in the arm for a lot of people because it's like, okay, the dude cares about the characters, he cares about the story.
Dad's
like
home.
Exactly. And then he's
He
the
got the
freaking
cigarettes.
he comes out and he does the intro and just like he's a one-man hype train. Like I haven't watched, I don't really live stream these events usually, I just read the footnotes, but I saw someone like, oh yeah, Chris Metzen's talking first, and I'm like, okay, I want to see what he has to say. And I was like, he got me hyped for this. And even though it's still just more World of Warcraft, I was just like, I was excited because they're basically going to have 3 versions of World of Warcraft running simultaneously. So he announced, first off, they're following the MCU. They're going to have a saga. It's going to be 3 expansions. They announced 3 expansions that are basically going to deal with the Void and the Titans and all this stuff that they kind of left behind for 2 expansions. Why is there a giant sword stuck in the planet? What were they trying to stab in the planet? It's still there. Like, let's talk about those things.
I also want to talk about I mean, you might be getting this, the cutscene.
Yeah.
Why is there a
graphic-
hand sticking out of the
graphic
planet?
quality of this cutscene was unreal.
With Anduin talking to Thrall.
Oh my god,
dude!
I
Did you
felt
catch
more in that 3 minutes than I felt in most movies.
Did you catch when he points the sword at Thrall?
Arthas?
Looks just like Arthas. I was like, oh, and I know, of course, that's everyone's like, oh yeah, but I'm like, I was like, holy shit, like that moment where he lifted the
He
sword.
was inhabited by Arthas for
Yeah,
a long
yeah. So you have this amazing, this beautiful cutscene. Thrall just being Thrall, like the best orc ever. They're in Silithus, looking at the sword. It's like, okay, cool. I wanted to know what that was about. Like, it wasn't just, a Titan stabbing the planet. Like, there had to be more going on. And Metzen, what gave me hope is he referred to the fact that there were a lot of things the fans brought up, like, hey, what's going on with this storyline? Hey, why didn't you use this area? Like, we know you had this raid zone set up and then never used it. What about that? Like, I want to know more about that. And he said, we're not, like, we need to culminate this because next year is going to be 20 years of World of Warcraft, which makes me feel so fucking old.
Man.
Yeah. And he talked about how there's storylines that need to be addressed. And I'm like, I appreciate wanting to tie up the loose threads, mentioning Quel'Tha Loss, mentioning all these other kind of bits and pieces. And it's like, okay, cool. Now, I'm interested in retail for the first time in a while. Like, I paid attention to the stories, but I haven't always played it. Now I'm interested. So you're going to have 3 expansions, rapid fire, for World of Warcraft retail. Then they announced Cataclysm, World of Warcraft Classic Cataclysm, which Cataclysm is, of course, when a lot of people dropped off because the way they changed the game system itself and the talent trees and all that. I was done playing World of Warcraft at that point. So I'm interested in it because I never played that expansion. But they have said they're going to make some tweaks and changes to it to kind of address the overall criticisms of that expansion. So
Interesting. I was heavy into Cataclysm. I thought that
Yeah,
was.
I
I thought it was a fun
never.
expansion. I don't know.
Okay, so the story, like when I found out it was Deathwing coming back, because I played Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, like I loved Deathwing.
Sure.
And they're like, Deathwing is back. And I'm like, this is
Amazing.
awesome. I'm in. It was at a point in my life where I just didn't have the time or money to be playing World of Warcraft.
Sure.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, no, it was trash. And I was like, I mean, I don't trust half you when you say things are trash.
Yeah.
Like when most
I
people
think
say things are
you know
trash.
which one I enjoy. It was divisive and it had some things about it that weren't super fun. But man, the raid, the Firelands raid was so
Yeah.
fun.
No,
So fun.
and apparently like people, again, this is other people because I haven't touched it yet, but people's criticism with it, like the content came out too slow for their liking.
Mm,
Sounds like they're gonna speed up some of the
yeah.
content. Cool. Like that's, as a person
Yeah.
who doesn't have as much time left in the planet as I did when this game came out, I'm in if you
Great.
want to speed things up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Then the big thing, the thing that made a lot of old men just get way too excited was the season of discovery. So the
Mhm.
season of discovery, they're going back to level 1, back to Warcraft Classic, but they're introducing new elements to the game that very much sound like this thing that people have been harping on for a long time, is wanting Classic Plus. So Classic Plus is when this idea that the game deviates from going into what am I talking about? The Burning Crusade,
Yeah.
and instead goes into other areas and stories that were never touched. Again, like we mentioned, like there was this, everyone wanted like the high elves to be a playable race, the ogres to be a
Oh
playable
yeah.
race, going to these raids, the old raid zones that were never used. And so they've kind of hinted at the fact that this might kind of be going towards that. Like it's back to classic, like they're adding new abilities, like kind of like almost like multi-class, kind of like, go if you're like a DPS, also have tank elements to you
Sure.
as a character that never had that. Plus new crafting and stuff like that. So basically a lot of people who are like only like classic is the only way they like to play, like they think everything after vanilla was absolute garbage, which I don't agree with them, but they're excited. But also
Yeah.
me, who just loved, World of Warcraft in 2004, I'm excited to go back and potentially try it again and see what they've got. Again, especially with Metzen involved, I'm like, okay, like is this the iPhone? Is this the
Yeah.
iPad? Like is this Pixar? You're
It's
like,
a phone. It's a music player. It's a yeah.
exactly, it fits in your pocket. You're like, holy shit. So I'm excited for that. They also they had another announcement, new characters at Overwatch. Well, again, just a lot of the same, but enough different for me to kind of be like,
Mhm. I
I'm
tried I
intrigued.
tried vanilla. I respect people who want to play it. There's been too many quality of life changes since vanilla for me to actually like dive back in full
Yeah.
on. I played it for a bit and I was like, this is I forgot how grindy vanilla was, and maybe that's just the elder in me now where I'm like, I don't have the time for
Yeah.
this, my guys. I
No,
think it's cool that it's
the
here.
nostalgia was a big
Yeah,
selling
sure.
point.
I
Yeah.
know, and I'm glad it's there, and I'm glad there's a community around it because I think it's cool to, I'm also a guy who loves to play my original Xbox games or my Nintendo 64 every once in a while. So I'm glad it's there for them. But man, I couldn't
Yeah.
even get to level 20. I was like, I can't. I'm so sorry. I want to
I
go
I
back to
I
Raid
I
Finder.
will I'll speak to that as in that sense of I've been doing a Pokemon randomizer, and the randomizer only allows me to go into Pokemon games that don't have XP share all. And so I'm having to do a lot of the switch out training, which I'm like, okay, that's fine, but then also everything's just so slow that I have to have the
Yeah.
like fast forward. I'm like afraid to start playing any other Pokemon game. I was like, oh man, these games are kind of slow now. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Uh,
so yeah,
That's
I feel
so
that.
I've been playing, my rogue is level 80. I've been playing a rogue since they redropped classic like 5 years ago now.
yeah,
And it definitely, like, especially because I was a little bit behind my friend group, so they were all like grouping up and doing stuff, and I'm a squishy DPS,
sure.
that
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
survive, can't heal myself. Like it was, I will admit, dude, it was rough. But now it's gotten to the point where like now we're, tomorrow night we're gonna down the Lich King, hopefully in our
yeah.
25-man group. Like it's a great
I did get
time
back into Classic uh for Wrath.
for Waddleka.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When it first came out, I did vanilla. I was like, no, 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 no. But getting
yeah.
back into Wrath and doing a Death Knight again was so
Dude, it's been a ton of fun. Like
yeah,
the raid ICC is definitely like a Ice Crown Citadel is such a fantastic raid. Like it's so well done. It's so much fun to
it's so
be in
hard.
there. Yeah. Yeah. We've been doing 2 nights a week, and we have not down the Lich King yet, and it's been
Yeah,
out for a few weeks. So we're hoping to knock it out.
yeah. Good
Um
luck to you, bud.
on other
I hope you get that
MMO
mountain.
news, if you
RPG.
want to play classic, if you want to play the original EverQuest, apparently, so Daybreak Studios bought EverQuest, had a bunch of progression servers. It didn't go so well. They did not buy the rights to the EverQuest for Mac. So a coder from the original EverQuest team got that, reverse engineered EverQuest, the original EverQuest, and now released it in a Discord, and it's open source, so anyone can play for free. So if you
Dope.
really want to go back to 1999,
Damn.
that is possible now. So
That's
it's a
cool.
great time to be, just stupid nostalgic for these RPG games.
Bad Reprint in the chat is really good about finding games that and people who like mod them to make them look like
Yeah.
PlayStation 1 shit. So like I'm pretty interested in playing like the Bloodborne PlayStation 1.
Ooh, that seems like be fun stuff.
Yeah.
Last piece of news. Taylor Swift is on tour again. She's in Argentina, and Argentina probably got the best show of her tour, because guess who was there on his bye week? Kansas City Chief Travis Kelce.
Pedro
And he was
Pascal.
in the
Yeah.
audience, and
She
changed the lyrics to one of her songs. And there are people who did not give a shit and all of a sudden are very much invested in this relationship, because she changed the line in Karma to Karma's the guy on the Chiefs coming back home to me, and everyone lost their collective minds, because we're just very happy to see Taylor in an open, loving relationship, because Joe was trash. Like, Joe was absolute trash. And we're just, we're stoked. Like, I like Travis Kelce. I liked him before. I like him now. Like, he's a cool guy overall, and his brother's great. Their podcast is tons of fun. So, yeah, it was a great night. And then at the end of the show, she like ran to him and like kissed him, and everyone like lost their shit. And I was like, I'm a 13-year-old girl right now. I'm just like so excited for these celebrities to be in a relationship. Like, it's
No,
so much.
what
It's
you are,
fun.
you are the perfect like character in a movie that the kids want to go to the concert and are willing to like fucking sneak to a European country to go. The dad is like, you guys got to be safe, and then you actually like hijack the road trip with them, but then you're the one that's super excited to see them too. That's what you are. It's good. It's all
You know what
100%.
hardened my heart to celebrity relationships? You know what relationship hardened my heart when it ended? I bet Tom can guess it.
What hardened your heart to what?
I said, what celebrity relationship hardened my heart to any other celebrity relationship in the future? And I said, I bet you can guess it, but maybe not. I don't know.
Hardened as in like made you like
When
not
it
as
ended,
receptive.
I was
Okay.
like, I no longer care about these.
Love is dead.
Jason Mraz.
Yeah. No. Actually, all his relationships have ended really well and amicably.
Oh yeah, that's what I was like. To me, I thought was like that's the best, and it's not gonna, like that was
No,
great.
no, no. It ended, and I decided to kill that part of myself that cared. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Oh.
When that ended, I went, "This love's not real."
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, Hugh Jackman and
My-
his wife are separating. That hurts.
Yeah, but
a
I
lot.
already don't care.
But might I
You
interest
know what I
you?
mean? It happened
Might
in
I
2012,
interest you?
2013.
Might I interest you in Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? It's a great way to get back in, man.
There's a character. It reminds me. There's a character in Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic named Bayo-Dur. And he has this mechanical hand in place of one of his real hands. And he makes a joke that his hand kept dropping the tools, so he cut it off and made a better one. And that's how I feel with that part of me. It's just like, no longer have.
That's fair.
Nice. Well,
Nice, Corey.
I'm gonna try to
Thank you
bring
for
this
that.
up now. This is so sick. I mean, it's like we swap places. I'm like, damn, that's some heavy shit, babe.
It's fucked up, bro.
It's good. I like that shit though, but I was like, damn, that's heavy shit. I got a couple bit of news, but also I set up Barry for a failure. I'm gonna just do a little clap for fucking funsies. And that's for the chat because we always used to do it, but then we fucking didn't do the fucking tradition and it sucks. I'm sorry.
Here's mine. Yeah.
There you
All right,
go.
we're all
you go.
there.
That's all we needed. So my topics. I sent this one up to Corey the other week. This was just like I saw it like on the social medias thing, and it was kind of like it kind of riled a little bit of controversy. So there's a song called Fast
Great
Car by Tracy Chapman, and it finally has won Country Music Song of the Year because Luke Combs has been doing a cover of it. Now, I think how the award works is that it's performed by him, but then the writing's by Chapman.
Yep.
But this is it was a little bit of like a woof, because like this song that, you know, for I'd say most people have heard it once in their life and probably felt some kind of way, if not some emotional kind of impact, because it's a very beautiful song. It was a song that I listened to when I was driving to LA when I was moving away from Sacramento, so it was a lot for me. But yeah, it's caused
Shout out
the
to our
internet
friend
to be
Kobe.
split, as it should, because you have half the world being like, that's shitty and garbage that it took a white country singer who loves the song like everyone else, you know, close to our age, who, you know, probably grew up hearing the song, and brought it to a demographic, an audience that would, you know, respect the song and love the song just as much. But it's like, why couldn't we do that beforehand? You know, why does it always feel like it's an opportunistic time to give flowers to things when it feels like advantageous for a group? But also, there's people who are just like, well, I'm just happy that it's not completely being erased. Like, it's not like, oh, Luke Combs' song "Fast Car" gets it. It's like, no, it's Tracy Chapman's song. You know, there's a lot of songs that we know that are more popularized by the covers than they are by the original. So it's good that at least in this tiniest step of fucking progress, that, you know, Tracy Chapman gets to fucking get the award for that song that, again, probably changed the course of a lot of people's lives over the course
Yeah,
of
all it
25
took was a
years.
straight white man.
Yep, absolutely. So that was that bit of devastating news. The next bit of devastating news I might have is that guess what? You might have heard the SAG-AFTRA strike is over. So that means all the soulless influencers can now start promoting their movies again. But what that actually means is that SAG-AFTRA had an open discussion, I believe, today, where they had a link where people can read the actual terms. And why I bring this up and not in a big celebratory way is because there's been a lot of kind of skepticism about it. I've even kind of like shared someone's perspective on just AI consent protections and shit. So it's very, you know, this is the thing. There's a reason why lawyers exist. There's a reason why in the 90s, the fucking 90s hated lawyers. And there's a reason why in presidential, like, televised news, the word is has 3 fucking meanings. Because legalese and written documents and setting the course for the next quote unquote couple of years before the next up of the contract will be going on. So there's been a lot of back and forth of people urging people to be like, hey, we had all these people hired so they can like figure out the legalese of AI. And then there's been a lot of people being like, hey, what this really says is that you have informed consent to the work to do AI, and how it really kind of translates to work is either you say it's okay for them to rent your likeness or you don't get the job. So I'm not trying to be alarmist or alert everyone, but that is a current status of which people are really taking a big scrutiny of the verbiage, which you can never fault, right? Like, we have seen the climate and temperament of legal changes and government changes for the last 8 years in a big bad way, because people just don't read, or they don't want to read, or they don't want to be informed. Probably no one's as informed as they ought to be, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to be. So, you know, just read up as much as you can. Obviously, we'll have to see. It's always going to be a developing situation. It's crazy that, like, I don't know. We are probably on getting close to the video game striking soon. And, you know, I don't want to be like, again, alarmist or anything like that. But when the directors were on strike, they got a deal in like 2 weeks. When writers got on strike, it took them 100 X amount of days. SAG, it took them 113 days just to get a contract that they're willing to like pass to the, you know, pass to the people, the people they represent. So if it comes down for video games, I don't know if it means we're going to have a longer strike, or maybe, I don't know. Well, hopefully, maybe something we'll see. But that's one thing. Second thing, third thing. Anyone know about the Game of the Year award ceremony?
Yeah.
It's going to be streaming on Peacock. Do you know what they're also announcing?
No.
What?
Generative AI joins Xbox. So pretty much, they can use all the voices and environments they can get, and then just use generative AI to fill in the blanks where they need to. Something that people are kind of being like, the Game of the Year awards has been like one of the most like successful televised events. The Academy Awards is just losing its audience. The Emmy is losing its audience. The Golden Globe is losing its audience. Super Bowl doing real good. Game of the Year awards fucking going crazy. Just like literally getting more and more audience viewership per year, like 89 million I think last year, which is insane. So yeah, generative AI was announced that Xbox will be using it. And it's kind of a little bit of foretell of like, here's a big company represented by Microsoft that is going to start adapting and using this stuff. And it is to say that, again, it's a weird world that things are turning in a certain way. Under the legalese, who may know how performers and people with jobs are going to take this, because yeah, I don't know. Like, we all know about crunch time, toxic workplaces when AAA games have to come out. Is this a tool, or is this just a way so that people don't pay, developers what they're worth and their time, and performers and actors and artists what their time, right? So, it's hard to not always have like a cynical perspective of it, but it just depends on what the terms that they're going to have to be like. Cool, you may not have any human being willing to work on a certain like game that comes out. I don't know, but yeah, crazy times, crazy things. What else is going on?
You got this, Tom. I believe in you.
Something that happened while I was gone, and kind of crazy in California. All the people not in California, y'all don't give a damn. There was a giant fire in Los Angeles, the I-10. And I was like, oh, fire. I saw some guys like, oh, a pallet fire happened. I was like, all right, whatever. Apparently, it's a big fucking deal because it was underneath the freeway. So it was a fire in like an entire like car junkyard area where a bunch of vehicles were on fire, all the fumes, other chemicals underneath the freeway. And so it's not really a fire on the freeway. It's like the freeway itself is just on fire, causing damage to the structural integrity of everything. So much so, Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency, and we have closed the I-10 in Los Angeles indefinitely.
Crazy to me.
And the reason why it's a really big state of emergency is that California, the fourth largest economic power in the fucking world, a portion of that comes from LA. So if like a giant amount of people can't get to where they're going, or have to it's going to take a big hit, especially now we're officially in the first quarter of all this business stuff. And Gavin Newsom's
California
probably
took
going
a
to be
big hit. This strike, I think they said, cost California like $6 billion already.
Yeah. So it's it's in red. We're all in red. Gavin Newsom's probably going to run for president at some point, and here we are. So more devastating news. Sorry, I thought I was going to be the one to bring it up.
I have good news. I got Infinite tokens.
Nice.
Not a sponsor.
There you go.
Just cool people.
Not a sponsor. Would love to be, but I finally leveled up.
They're great. I love them.
Hell
Do you like
yeah.
how I draw for you all the time? It's like, let me just make a little man.
Yeah. You know why? Is because of this doctor deck that I built. None of the I needed to build custom
so many
tokens.
fucking tokens.
Yeah, to build custom tokens for legendaries that are no longer legendary.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now
Anyway.
Hey, that brought us back up. I'm happy. I'm happier. Let's go into the second part of the show where we answer questions from you, the listeners, the audience members who watch, who stream it, who are here on Mondays, who watch it on YouTube, who are part of Discord. If you want to send us those questions, be part of the show.
Or you got here by accident.
Or if you got here by accident, thank God for no algorithm saying you do it this way, and then you just did it by your own, like, spontaneous. Let me just check them out. Check out nerdon.tv/questions. That's a great way to send it, and it's free to do so. Be part of the show. But if you want to join the community, continue the conversations, share the things that get your nerd on, join nerdon.tv/discord. It's a Discord. You all know what the fuck it is. You're all on the internet. You're all plugged in. But it's a place where you can share all the different things you love: books, movies, TV shows, comic books, video games, non-nerdy things, memes, food, furry friends, both kinds.
Gardens.
Okay, gardens too. But if you want to get some edification for your support, get some extra, nerd on power, feel like you're really gonna help support us in the biggest way possible, join the Nerd On Nation at nerdon.tv/Patreon. and you'll be put into the Nerd On Patreon, which is a separate channel, for as low as $1 a month. And we put you in the front of the list to answer, get your questions answered on
true.
these
Do that.
weekly Nerd On updates here live. Like Black Devil Mamba asked the question: a lot of stand-up comedians eventually develop a TV show based around their comedy. What is your favorite of this type of show?
Oh, that's a good question. What is our favorite show developed around the? I mean, Tom's probably gonna say Home Improvement, Tool Time, Last Man Standing. I know you. That was a good one.
I mean, so people watch shitty TV, Sunset, Selling Sunset, 90 Day Fiance. That Home Improvement, Last Man Standing is my level of shitty TV. That's my level.
Wait, whoa. Home Improvement is not shitty TV. Home Improvement's a great television show.
It's funny. It's good.
I mean,
it's
yeah, Tim Allen might kind of be an asshole in real life. But
yeah. I'm just saying.
Dane and I have been watching Home Improvement, and it is, you know who steals the show in
Jill.
in Home Improvement? Yeah,
Jill, 100%.
100%. She is so good in that show. It's
She's Dorothy B. Arthur from Golden Girls. 100%. She's no sell. I'm smarter than everyone. Why the fuck doesn't anyone listen to me?
But her acting is so good. She makes the whole thing work. And shout out to Al Borland. Wilson's great.
Okay, there's a couple.
Yeah, I need to look these up while you go.
Okay, so like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Sure.
George Lopez.
George Lopez.
Seinfeld.
I'm thinking of Seinfeld. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Master of None.
Well, would you say the like the stand-up comedians and then became like SNL cast members and writers and then made shows like would you consider like
Brooklyn
Parks and
Nine-Nine?
Rec?
Oh.
No. I would consider things like Crashing or which was Pete Holmes' show.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta's
No.
I wouldn't say it's based on
No,
stand-up.
Bernie Mac, the Bernie Mac show.
I was gonna. Bernie Mac show is so good.
Oh, goddamn good.
That is an incredible show. I used to watch that when we'd stay at my dad's house, and it is his talking heads to the camera when he's talking to America. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. All right, I'll pick something. I'm gonna pick something else.
Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, yeah, that was
That would be-
one.
based on it,
Is
yeah.
it the Martin Show?
Yeah,
Martin Lawrence?
Martin.
Is Martin just Martin? Who else is there?
Man,
This is actually kind of a hard
Martin was
question.
a great show.
Shows based on comedian stand-up.
Stand-up comedy. I mean, yeah, Seinfeld came to mind obviously very quickly.
Sure, I mean he's literally doing stand-up.
Jim
yeah, Everybody Loves
Gaffigan.
Raymond is a great answer though too.
Marvelous Miss Maisel? Really?
Miss Maisel.
Maisel. My bad. My bad.
That's okay. Forgiven.
Um,
Man, but Bernie Mac's is the answer. Like that's.
Yeah. I think that's
Roseanne would count. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
watch
okay.
Roseanne.
yeah.
I think that would be up
Mork
there.
and Mindy.
Sanford and Son.
Chico and the Man. Ellen.
I mean,
I
wait,
forget
there-
Ellen had a fucking show.
There are a lot of
It was, like culturally so important.
yeah, well, and there are a ton of those where it's like they were like sitcoms that ended up starring them,
Yeah.
but like in a lot of ways, like the sitcom is what brought them into your household as opposed to like these other ones, where it's again you got like your, they're already superstar comedians like doing these big tours and they get the sitcom to kind of bring it all together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still think Bernie Mac. Bernie
Yeah,
Mac show
I'm
is
gonna do the same answer as you. Bernie
Yeah.
Mac's so good.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. I mean, that and Everybody Loved Raymond. Those will be my.
those are two great ones.
You know, it's like I have to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this right now. As a kid, of course, you kind of watch whatever your parents put on. So, like, obviously, Home Improvement, Family Matters, like, the things that don't consider part of the thing like are big parts of my life, but things I chose to watch as a kid. I remember staying up really late at night to watch Nick at Night was George Lopez show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George
Like I
Lopez show was
really
great.
liked the George Lopez show as a kid growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big crush on the daughter.
Same, bro. I remember when her boyfriend and her were sleeping in the bed and just knocked out, and the dad got hella mad. I remember
The
that. I
dad,
was like,
the dad or George Lopez?
George Lopez, the dad. For me as a kid, I was like, I understand this because I was in it. I was like in it as a kid, teenager, whatever, tween. All right. Next question. Good question. Good question. One of my favorite things now is to do the fucking Family Feud thing. It's good answer. Good, even if it's the fucking dumbest thing in the world. It's good
You
answer.
gotta learn how to do the Steve Harvey drop face.
I mean, I just love the what the hell? That's your wife. I just love that shit.
You just gotta learn. You gotta learn to do the drop. Look at the camera face.
Yeah.
Just
You
like
figure it out.
question, just life.
Relax all the muscles.
Yeah. Okay,
Stare
so
off. 10-yard stare.
this question comes from Brad. We need
Shout
the
out.
Nerd On road trip / tour documentary. Where are you traveling? What are you doing there? And who is your daddy? And what? And what are some of the things you'd love to check out on the way?
Where are we
The
headed?
trip to Italy.
Country. Oh, okay.
No.
Did you watch that?
I've watched the trip to Italy. I've watched the trip to Italy. I have to watch the trip to Spain next.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It doesn't get worse.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we just go cross country. I really, I haven't spent a lot of time in the what I want to call like open states, like where there's just nothingness, flat nothingness, like Montana or something like that. And
There's a reason. There's a reason you don't spend that much time in the Great
sure,
Plains.
sure. But I do. There is a part of me that wants to like spend a weekend on like acres of nothingness and just have quiet and enjoy that. So maybe that. I guess I've just never experienced that. I don't want to bump elbows, but might be nice to just experience the quiet.
Barry?
Well, that's nice, man. I think that's a good sentiment.
Rome?
I mean, I've done the tour documentary. When my band piled into a van, we took a camcorder with us, literally everywhere.
That's awesome.
Like we were very much influenced by like Jackass and Viva La Bam and CKY and shit like that. So we were, so we were like our roadie was like in the bathroom, and we would all like bust into the bathroom and like break down the stall door at the venue and like pour beer on him while he's in the just terrible shit like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I don't know if I have that in me as much anymore. Like I'm definitely not the animal I was in my late teens, early 20s. But I could see having some like silly shit like that, especially with Tom. Like I would definitely like prank Tom a lot if we were on like especially like a big like tour bus or something. Like we would like, all the classics, the shaving cream, the hands in the water, like all of it. But I think it'd be cool. So I actually had this idea a while ago. Yeah, 100%. Just give him a beard. Finally, I had this idea when we were doing the early days of the Crusaders, doing live streams, and I actually kind of had this idea to create a show that was almost like diners, drive-ins, and dives, but for like comic book stores and like game stores and stuff like that, where you like go and you find like these random little hole in the walls, like it's the only comic book store in a small town, and they don't really have a lot, but you still like get to experience like what that's like. Or you go to like the historic ones, like I don't know if you guys ever been to Atlantis Fantasyland in Santa Cruz. So he's had multiple locations because of like earthquakes and stuff like that. But he's the comic book store that's featured in The Lost Boys. And he's such a like long-standing. The owner is such like a pillar of the community that there are multiple comics who they'll do variant covers, like big name, like big companies will do variant covers specifically for him, like his storefront on it. Like he's had his store, like, and he's been like selling comics like Archie, like he sells Archie comics to Archie, kind of a thing. So like stuff like that, like going to see these like amazing, these like awesome stores and these history. I think that could be cool, but we could like, not just do comic books, like do like, game stores and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I got it. What is the short name for diners, drives, and dives, whatever it's called?
Triple D.
Triple C. Cards, comics, cons.
Collectibles.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, both of those I think were great options.
And then
Yeah.
both of them are great options. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean we were good. We had it for a minute. We had an idea. We were workshopping it. I guess that's the term you guys use in your industry. And yeah, we were gonna make that. So yeah, that could be cool. Let's do
we're
something like
workshopping.
that.
That means I ain't got shit yet, but
Yeah, that's 100% it.
but it's. Yeah,
I could
I've been
imagine.
workshopping shit my whole life, dude.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I can
so good at
imagine
workshopping shit.
if the pranks, it just becomes back in the day, oldest Steve's and Barry just RKOing Tom left and right. And it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, we ran out of ideas and we just were like, okay, we're gonna fill this pillowcase with bars of soap and just beat his legs. Like,
And I'm like, no, nickels. It's cheaper.
Jesus criminy. All right. For me,
We need the soap.
I'm going to
Clean up the
Japan.
blood.
For me, I'm going to Japan, and if it's the Nerd On crew, we're going to specific places all around Japan for the regions. It's the bucket list trip I've always wanted to do, is go to every region to have the regional ramen. Obviously, we go to an onsen one time, spot up, naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do that just one time for the giggles and the laughs, and we're just. But then I
But then
imagine
we love it. We do it all the time.
I imagine it just I've been it's in the head. Steve Coogan, Rob Brydon, the trip.
Yeah.
And most of the conversations that we have at these ramen spots are just like the stupid over categorization. Like, is a hot pocket a dumpling, right? Or we say like, what
Fuck,
if
I'm out.
it's like, what if Doctor Strange, something, just stupid hypotheticals are just like the most dumb, nerdy, asinine shit in the world.
like the inverse of hot ones, like not good, well thought out
Yeah.
questions. Like,
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
like,
again,
like is an uncrustable a dumpling? Like, let's go
Yes.
into that conversation.
I mean, I don't know if you guys ever saw the Bourdain Obama interview,
Yeah.
but he's got that one point where he's just like, does ketchup belong on a hot dog? And Obama quickly goes, no, not if you're over the age of 8.
like, can Magneto with his powers carry Mjolnir? You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. And then someone's like, well, it's not a metal based on Earth. And it's like, well, Magneto's able to do shit with that spaceship, and that's metal not from this. And then we just talk about stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
All right.
Well,
so
that's
next
why
question.
that's why you can't have X-Men in the MCU as it was, because they would just break it all wide open.
Yeah. Too much of it had something to do with metal, and they
Yeah,
would just
we did a podcast once where someone asked Avengers versus X-Men, and Tom was like, "It's not even close. Like, it's not
X-Men.
the MCU Avengers, not even close right now."
especially why it's like I don't like that. I dislike how much Marvel's like, you know what do we need? Genocide. That's the only way we can bring everything. But at the same time, that's the only way they can balance shit, because
Yeah.
every time it's like the Krakoa X-Men universe are like, hey, things are too perfect for them. They're way too powerful. What would he like? Did you guys ever read The Authority?
No.
Okay, so The Authority is a great example of basically like if the X-Men were like just top tier like X-Men, there'd be nothing on Earth besides extinction level events that would even
Right.
remotely give them a challenge.
Make a blip. Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, they're bank robbers. It's like, are you fucking
So?
serious? Like, no, you need to have, a being coming from another dimension that just eats planets whole. Like, that's the only thing that's gonna touch them. So you have to have like some stupid fucking genocidal event. Otherwise, they're always just gonna be like, oh yeah, the Omega level mutants. Yeah, we have all of them now. We mixed together their powers, and now we're immortal, all of us forever.
By the way, forgot to mention that. Do what you will with that information. Then Kurt was like, "I'm gonna go be Spider-Man." But yeah, I remember that conversation like vividly. Tom was like, "Not even close."
Okay, so next question. Oh, this is next of the pre-select questions from the nation. T-Dog 8282 asks, with Chris Pratt being the new voice of Garfield, who do you think he should voice next?
Is that real?
It's a
Yeah, the
it
trailer
was
dropped
announced
today.
like shortly after Mario.
Oh.
I remember
they were
that, and then
smart.
like
They
everyone was
I
like,
thought
dropped
that
it.
was a joke.
No, they dropped it in the middle of all that, so they're like, I know it'll be pissed at us. They're still all pissed about Mario,
Mario.
and then they're like, by the way, here it is.
Chris Pratt is
I
Garfield.
think he should voice Gandalf in the Warner Brothers New Line Cinema released
Stop.
Riders of Rohan, right? That animated
Yeah.
series. Gandalf,
Mhm.
Chris Pratt.
The anime. Yeah. What's the full question? What else should he voice in Ruin?
What's the next thing he should voice?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? I think that's the same caliber, right?
Same caliber. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
other that
fine.
or fucking
Yeah.
Terry
Chris Pratt should
McGinnis.
voice. They should do a redub of Evangelion. He should voice everybody
There you go.
on it. Every
I,
single.
I feel
character.
like if we
They
wanted
should
to,
redo Totoro a third time. He should be the
Yeah.
voice of Totoro.
he should be Miss
Which one
Frizzle
of the girls?
in the remake.
we should get him into the Ghibli mix.
Yeah.
the cast for that
Uh,
is so fucking.
I feel like Chris Pratt could, if they wanted to start doing, because you know how they did that, they shelved it, but now it might not be shelved. The Wile E.
Jason
Coyote.
Momoa, Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, exactly. The Coyote versus Acme or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Oh, do you know about that?
um,
What's happening now?
They're letting them.
Well, so
potentially sell it to
developing
somebody.
story. Amazon Prime got it.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Hey, Amazon is the devil, but also like when Neil Gaiman, when someone's like, "Why'd you go to Amazon with Good Omens?" Neil Gaiman, he's like, "No one else would fucking give us the money for it." So
yeah.
that's kind of what you got to do, like, unfortunately. But I could see like some like there are some like Hanna-Barbera like cartoons that if they were gonna bring them into like a 2024 2025 like, you know, like Thundar the Barbarian or something like that, like keep him in like that range of like voice acting, like I'm down with it. Like
Yeah.
he's fine, and I could see him doing a couple, maybe even like a Magilla gorilla, you know, like we want a Magilla gorilla for sale, you know, like how much for that gorilla in the
Great
window.
Yeah.
I think he could like pull out some of those and actually be decent.
You're
I
good.
agree
You're a
with you on
good
that.
person, Barry. You know that.
Hanna-Barbera is a great.
I'm trying, you know, I'm always the silver lining, but I also think I'm also so fucking sick of Chris Pratt, like it's not even funny. Like holy shit, if you just like, if I see something that just said like he is retiring from acting for 10 years, he is taking 10 years off so that he can like do things with his family, I'd be like, fuck yeah, there we go, carry
But
on.
Matthew McConaughey kind of had to remember that. He was like, I just started saying no to everything.
Oh, fucking perfect. He should be the T800 Model 101 since he's a Schwarzenegger now.
Word. I thought you were gonna say Snagglepuss, but that's better.
No, I'm not excited. I don't know. I'm not excited for a Chris
Great
Pratt
love.
saturated world. It's like
No.
I don't hate the guy, but I'm just like he doesn't need to be everything. He does not.
That's what I'm
need to
saying.
be.
He's the new Jude Law. Like I liked a lot of the stuff that he did,
Man,
but
he was
there's just
so
a
good in
point where it's
Mark.
like, dude, just like let's just take a break. Like go do some like, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be the type to like be like, oh, you know, be the Ben Affleck and do the artsy fartsy shit and like not do all the blockbusters. It seems like he's very much enjoying being the blockbuster guy.
I was
I
just saying,
mean-
I would love to see him do something that's comedic again. Because in Parks and Rec as Andy, he was
Hilarious.
unreal how quick and funny he was.
It'd be cool to see him in like in a Hangover situation, like movie ensemble, works with other people,
Ooh.
crazy fucking thing.
Well,
Him.
that's
him
why I
and
was so
John-
excited by the Hanna-Barbera thing.
What are you
'cause it's back.
gonna say, Barry?
I was say him and John Cena like being like dads on like a vacation or something, like divorced dads on a vacation, like $1 million idea. Right there.
I was
Like,
actually gonna say him and John Hamm.
oh yeah,
Would be
100%.
pretty fucking hilarious, actually.
Cock
But I mean, like
blockers,
like
too.
Tag, the movie Tag, like fucking
Yeah,
Dude,
that kind
Tag
of
was
shit.
so good.
Tag was one of those movies like I still randomly like when people are like, oh, what was it about? I'm like, you should actually fucking watch this movie. Like it was
Hits you in the
fucking
guts.
It was
Yeah.
unreal. Jeremy Renner has never been cooler than
Yeah.
he was in Tag. No
100%.
offense, MCU.
Great. Never been a bigger asshole than he was in that movie.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Hanna-Barbera stuff is right on. Like, I would love to see him do not Garfield comedy, but like a comedy. Like I want to see him do like that adult, not family comedy like Mario or Garfield, but like more adult comedy things, like almost like Sausage Party type of thing, where it's
Sure.
he's got free will to improv and do that kind of stuff, you know. That's where I'd want him to.
Yeah.
That's where I'd be like, you know what? I'm excited for that actually.
Well, yeah,
Space
you have.
Ghost, Coast to Coast, make it a movie, make it Chris Pratt.
No, he
If
would
he
just be.
played Brack,
I was gonna say he'd just be the
though?
Brack. He'd just be Brack.
wait though, if he played Brack, that would be all right with me.
Yeah.
You know who actually I wouldn't.
John Hamm could be Space Ghost. John Hamm could be Space Ghost.
I actually wouldn't mind if he was what's it? Shake.
Shake? No.
Oh, from Aqua
No.
Teen Hunger Force?
No,
No.
that voice is too funny, dude.
Too
The
good,
guy
too
who does
good?
Master Shake is one of my he's up there with H. John Benjamin as just a funny voice to listen no
Iconic,
matter
yeah.
what he says. The guy who does Master Shake is fucking great.
Fine, you want to be Carl?
Sure.
No, hand banana.
I feel less attached to Carl than I do. Master Shake is a very
I
it's one of my-
loved Carl.
He made me in his own image.
What? Yeah.
That's so good.
I miss
loved
that
Carl.
show so much. I miss
Yeah.
that show so much. I'm gonna have to rewatch that tonight.
Okay, we're at 9 o'clock. Do we want to do one last question, or do we want to wrap it
Yeah.
up?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hell yeah,
We
dude.
talked
One
a
last
lot
question.
in the beginning.
All right, T Dog 8282 Core. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's over. I'm the grumper now. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. We decided the answer was I win, even though Corey was winning.
Yeah. Well, technically, I need to pick who guessed right the most out of our fans. Is what
True.
I'm tallying up.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Battery print. Question. You're allowed to own any movie in the world on VHS, but will never be able to watch it in any other format as long as you live. Which movie would you want on VHS? Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
No,
Ha, 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 ha.
that doesn't make any fucking sense. It had to be released on VHS for this to make sense, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, okay.
I want Oppenheimer on VHS.
What movie would I want to watch?
Titanic. It's 2 VHSs.
It was actually 3, I think.
No, it's 2.
Um,
Because
it
one
2?
had him and one had
2, yeah.
Rose.
no, you're
I
right.
saw the best one sentence plot description of Titanic the other day. It said a 1%er sleeps with a homeless man before watching him drown.
Wait, what?
It was described the plot of the Titanic in one sentence. It said
Oh my
a
god.
1%er sleeps with a homeless man shortly before watching him drown.
Jesus criminy.
Made me
Okay,
laugh so hard.
I feel like the easy answer is Star Wars. But I couldn't do it because I'm not a purist. I have the originals on VHS. I have the Han shot first. I have all the things that no one like George doing. I have that on VHS, and I have a
special
dual.
edition VHSs.
I have a DVD / VCR in my garage specifically for busting that out. But I don't. It feels like a cop out. I don't know.
No, I mean that's a good answer, to be honest.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
Cozy movie. It's a cozy movie to watch on VHS.
Goofy movie.
I strangely enough, It's a Wonderful Life.
That's really good.
I feel like on VHS feels really good. Just to be cozy at Christmas, put in a VHS,
Yeah.
watch. You want the
On
movie,
your tube TV, your
yeah,
Zenith.
yeah.
Zenith.
Get
right
a little
here.
hot chocolate going,
Yeah,
really cozy into the holiday.
When you first plug it, first put it in, lots of fuzz comes up, and then it kind of skips for a second.
Yeah, and it's black and white, which just gives it that
Yeah, that's a great one.
You know what 2 VHS I probably killed as a child?
I was gonna say I have a couple that I murdered as a child.
Oliver
Remember
and
the
Company.
Flight of the Navigator?
Yeah.
I remember that. I for sure destroyed that one. But I think the pick that I'm going to choose is going to be Rush Hour. I killed my VHS of Rush Hour. That movie. And I was thinking about it, I was like, do I really I have to watch this for the rest of my life? I'm like, yeah, I can watch that. It's got the needle
You
drops.
can watch other movies. It's
You
just
just can't watch.
you can't watch that in HD anymore.
right?
Yeah, the way that it says you can own any other movie, it just this is one.
You'll never be able to watch it in any other format as long as you live. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
I watched The Phantom Menace and Toy Story enough for one lifetime when I was a child. The amount of times like I rewound those tapes and played them back, like my sister said, like I was like just sitting there like quoting the entire movie while I was like doing other shit as a child. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Guys, thank you for coming.
What?
Thanks for watching our show.
We're all in our heads about this now. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming by. Great questions from everyone here. Thank you for spending your Monday night. Thank you to the co-host tonight for sharing your evening with me. And I get to share it with y'all. If you like what you watch, check out that Discord. Check out our website, nerdon.tv. It gives you the links to everything. If you want to support the show, there's plenty of ways to do so in the links at the top. You've been on the internet. You know how to look for it. Do so. Check it out. And let us know who we can go ahead and raid to end the night. Share the love. And then say the raid phrase, which is going to be, yeah, Barry?
I was gonna say, but the box collection of Bill Nye on VHS.
But does it say movie?
Fair enough. Son of a bitch. Whatever.
Good
answer. That's the good answer. That's a
good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Clapping hands in there.
So the raid phrase is gonna be good answer. And with
go.
clap emojis. Give us who we can raid. Someone here. Alexa Be Awesome is going to be raiding tonight. They're playing Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Good answer is the raid phrase. Check out our YouTube. A bit of news. I'm going to be fucking doing a little cast and crew screening of the short film that I worked on. Fucking finally, goddamn. And Josh, our very own Josh, got a feature film that he's in that's going to be premiering at a film festival this weekend. So go and check that out. And support the homies. Take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Take care of your loved ones. We'll catch you next time. Y'all know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.